and push record. Thank you much. Okay, Carly, did you want me to go first, right?
Yeah, go ahead. That'd be great.
Awesome. You guys, before we jump into what I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to turn the time over to Carly, I'm really excited to get this team call going again. I know we took a couple weeks off for summer, and that's where your mind and heart should be, is to wrap up summer with your kids. I know there are still mamas that are still in summer. We know a lot of out of state of Utah, they're still on summer break. So may the force be with you when you drop your kids off to school. But I'm really excited for the shifts that a lot of leadership, level up, changes, pivoting, a lot of things are happening and are in the works right now. And I'm really excited. And then this is not just within the Sparking Plexus team or Nicole's team or my team, but this is also within Plexus Worldwide. And I was able to talk to Gene, the CEO, when I was in Arizona a couple of weeks ago, and he gave me some secrets of what they are working on right now. And I really think that we are all in the prime time of what's coming. And I'm really excited to be part of a company that they are doing all they can to make the best interest for us to grow and succeed at what we do. So I'm really excited. The announcements will be coming soon. I think they're just trying to get through the leaders retreat contest and getting that all squared away. And then I know that some awesome, exciting things are coming. And I know Kimberly knows a lot of it. I don't know a lot of it. Kimberly knows more than me. The Diamonds got to have a sneak peek of everything. And to hear her excitement and to know and to trust her, because I do, she's like, you're really going to want to put in the consistency in the work now, because all that work that you're putting in now is going to pay off. So I'm really excited to see all the announcements come through. So be excited, and be excited about this team call. This is a call that you can connect, you can learn. I know a lot of it's coaching, a lot of it's mindset, but I've been doing this business for 4.5 years, and I know without a doubt that I need mindset. And I feel like my mind is pretty good most of the time, but I know as a leader, I only grow with learning about myself as a person, myself as a leader, and things that I can do in my own life and in my own business to grow to be better for you guys. And I want that same for you as you're growing a team of women and men, that you have that same opportunity to grow as a person in your own life and as a leader in your team. So without further ado, I just want to hurry and ask if anyone has any shout outs that you weren't able to previously do in the last couple of weeks that you would like to do today. I want to hear from you. I want to hear those shout outs. So take the time now.
Okay, well, I just have to, oh, sorry, Carly, do you want to go? Okay.
No, go.
I want to shout out Stephanie because she is so dang consistent at posting. And she has a little baby. And so I know I've been there. I started my business when I had a little baby. I know Jess has had a little baby while she was building to Emerald as well and things like that. But it can be overwhelming when you're, taking care of that baby, or they're crying or they're fussing, or you're working around their naps and everything. And she's so consistent at showing up and posting about her weight loss journey along with Plexus and life. And that consistency is where people will form so much trust with you and want to follow you, because they know that you're not just going to like quit on them, like you're showing that you're consistent in your daily life and your routine. And I'm just really proud of you for that, Stephanie. So I see your efforts, and I just wanted to shout you out for that so that you know that I see you in that. And I appreciate it. That's it. And Jess, of course, you're always consistent. I love you, Jessie.
Thanks, Nicole. Carly, did you want to go?
Yeah, I wanted to shout out Autumn, because she just had a one-on-one call with Jess and I was there for it. And it was just really fun to see her like kind of light up again about the business. And, we all go through ups and downs, but it was really cool that she was very humble and knew herself well, that she knew like kind of what she needed to get going, and she knew, what would work for her. And she was open to constructive feedback and things like that. And so it was really like, it ignited my soul. And I also want to shout out Jess for doing those, because it really, really was awesome for not just Autumn, but also me. And I'm sure lots of other people. So those are my shout outs.
Thank you, Carly. And I totally have to piggyback on that. Proud of Autumn for facing that and coming to a call and being vulnerable and trying to reignite her light. I'm going to hurry and do some shout outs, and then I'll turn the time over to make sure no one else has more shout outs. But I want to shout out Amanda, Autumn, and Anna. They all filled out their Y sheet. If you guys don't know what that is, refer back to your team thread because both Nicole and I shared it in our team threads. But filling out a Y sheet will give you a one-on-one coaching call for the month of August. And then every month hereafter, at least on my team, and I think Nicole's doing the same thing for her outside legs, but there'll be a requirement every month, which will then give you a one-on-one coaching call with one of your Jewel upline leaders. So on that call, you might see my face, you might see Nicole's face, or you might see Kimberly, or you might see all of us. These calls are going to be incredible and very valuable for your team, for your mindset, for your business, all of that. So kudos to everyone that has filled out that Y sheet. I loved reading what you wrote on that, and I resonate with all of you in different ways. And then I wanted to shout out Melissa Pierce. I don't see her on this call, but she held a What is Plexus call last night. I helped co-host that call, and she had a few new people on that call, and it was really cool to see her cultivate that What is Plexus call. So good job, Melissa. And does anybody else have any shout outs anymore? And Becky, you can shout out your people too. I know, oh, here comes Melissa. I'm going to tell her she'll have to go re-listen to the replay. Melissa, I just shouted you out. So when we're done with this call, go re-listen to it, okay? Okay, any other shout outs? Okay, we are going to just dive into some training that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to turn the time over to Carly. And Carly and I know what I'm going to train about, but before I dive into that, and Carly, do you want me to do about 15 minutes? Okay, I'm just watching the time. Okay, so I want to talk about something that's really hit me this morning. And funny enough, you guys, even at Emerald, sometimes Nicole and I joke like, yes, Emerald, yes, you make a financial abundance income, right? I've been able to quit my job. I was working 7 days on, you guys, 7 days off as a nurse. I made more last year with Plexus than I ever have as a registered nurse. And you guys, I have a bachelor's degree in nursing. And I made more doing what I love to do. I love nursing, don't get me wrong, but I actually get to do nursing with Plexus. So it's kind of like the cherry on the top. But this morning, my tire blew on my Suburban. And if you guys own an SUV or a bigger car, you know how expensive, actually any car, you know how expensive tires can be. So I legit in my mind, I was like, okay, it'll be like a couple $100 to fix the tire. So we brought it in. They went to replace all 4 tires because 3 of the 4 just need to be replaced anyways within the next 6 months. And so he was like, I just recommend that you get them all done so that they're all on the same change out. There's not any uneven problems because our tires are looking pretty sad. And I just spent $2,000. I walked out the door spending $2,000. Guys, I don't even have a car here right now. It's still at the shop, but $2,000 on tires. And I thought to myself, I just got goosebumps actually thinking about this. I thought, gosh, how incredible is it that at $2,000, I want to just go sell my kidney really quick because that's so expensive. But I think to myself, wow, I have $2,000 in my savings to pay for new tires. 5 years ago, as a full-time registered nurse, married to a full-time registered nurse, we would have had to put that on a credit card. We were making great money. Don't get me wrong, we were making great money, but we were also working a lot of hours and not ever seeing each other. And I would have had to put all of that on a credit card. And I said to myself, what about all those moms and dads that have that $2,000 bill that they have to pay that they have to put on a credit card? I want to help those mom and dads have $2,000 in their savings account versus I have to charge it on the credit card. I want to find those mom and dads that need financial relief. And it actually brought me to pull out my Leaders of Excellence book. You guys, when you go to like Gold School or Ruby's on the Rise or Jewel School, you get this awesome little book. Well, they're different depending on your rank, but I wrote down some things that I want to share with you. And this all comes down to financial relief, to financial abundance, to time freedom. It says this, it says, something is always better than nothing. And that hit me when I wrote that down like 3 weeks ago. And it actually hit me today. Something is always better than nothing. I may not be able to help someone make $2,000 tomorrow. It's true. I won't be able to, unless they went Fast Start Gold tomorrow. I probably wouldn't be able to help someone go and get $2,000 by tomorrow, right? Unless they did sell their kidney, which I'm not going to have them do. But I will tell you this, I can help them make $308 by helping them find 3 people. And everybody knows 3 people. Everyone has a sibling or a friend or a roommate or a spouse or I'm not going to say a dog, but you know what I mean. Everybody knows someone and everybody knows 3 people, and I can help someone make $300 within 24 hours. Can I not? And something is always better than nothing. That $300 is better than nothing. That even $25 in commission on a VIP welcome pack is better than nothing. It's $25 more than what they had 5 minutes ago. And it's just dawned on me that I got so fixated on helping people get to Emerald so fast, or getting Emerald pay, or even getting Ruby pay or Senior Ruby pay, that I forget to look at something is better than nothing. Going silver or enrolling your first person or enrolling 2 people is better than nothing. And financially, what can $50 do for a family that month? What can $50 do? Sometimes I've had credit card debt. Sometimes my credit card bill was $50 that month. That could pay for someone's credit card bill to go toward their $2,000 tires. Like, I am here not only because I have a why of helping people feel better. That is my root why. That's my deep, deep, deep nugget. If you look at my why sheet, it is to help people feel better. That is why I'm doing this. But it really sprouts into a really beautiful tree. And part of that tree is helping find financial relief for everyone. And something is better than nothing. So if you're thinking, well, I can't even get someone to go silver, well, help someone get one person. Everybody knows one person. Everybody knows one person. So help that person get one person. They were talking about how it could affect someone or someone on your team if you helped them get one VIP a week. Okay, let's just say best case scenario, you were helping someone get one person a week. Did you know that's $100 a month? $100 a month at one person a week. Everybody knows 4 friends a month. And if you don't know for 4 friends a month, you better go to the park, my friend, because every time I go to the park, there's 4 women there. Am I wrong? Every time I go to the park. Today I was at the dentist this morning with my son. There was like 6 ladies in the lobby. So there's 6 new people that I can help right there, or network or talk with or be part of. So if you don't know 4 people, or if you have someone that doesn't know 4 people, say, hey, do you want to go to the park? Let's go meet people. Okay. But if you help them add 1 VIP customer a week, that's $100 a month. That is $1,000 a year average. Okay. What would $1,000 a year do for a family? That would help pay off debt. That would help buy new tires. That would help pay for their products so that they feel good. Okay. And then she was saying, what if you had them do a VIP 180 or 192 welcome pack? That's double, that's $2,000 a year. So the $112 value, so the smaller triplex packs, that's $1,000 a year at 1 VIP a week. If that 1 VIP a week bought the reset or a bigger pack with the triplex, you're doubling their income by $1,000. What would $2,000 do for a family? I already know what that $2,000 would go for me right now. That would pay for my new tires. So I really want you to shift on making that bigger number feel big to someone that only needs $300 to $500 a month. And this is what's going to tie in what I'm going to talk about, what Carly's kind of asked me to talk about, because I do feel that sometimes we expand our minds so big that it feels hard to achieve. It's hard to relate with someone when you are watching on social media. It's really hard to relate with someone. For example, who follows Jordan Page? Anybody? By raise of hand? I unfollow her, okay? But she is part of a network that has 600,000 followers. She has 600,000 followers on Instagram, okay? It's hard for me to relate with her because I'm like, I can't relate with her. I don't know what shoes she's been. I don't know how long she's been doing this industry. I don't know how she networks. I can't compare myself with her. And so we find ourselves comparing or expanding like this vision that we have of relating someone with something. Like, I don't know what you make a month right now with Plexus, but people cannot relate with you, and you need to help expand their vision that $300 to $500 a month to them feels like $2,000. It's helping them relieve their financial debt. It's maybe helping their kid put them in soccer or pay for a dance recital costume. Those are expensive. So I want you to take that vision of what you feel is impossible, and I want you to just to narrow it a little and be like, oh my gosh, what can I offer my neighbor or my sister or my mom? I know that $300 would change their life, right? So with that said, we get working, we get hustling, we're in momentum, we're busy, we're doing IPA, we're getting on team calls. But I want to talk really fast about burnout and what causes burnout. And I want you to pull out a piece of paper and I want you to pull out a big pen and I want you to write the word drama. Drama is what is causing burnout. I don't care what that drama is for you. That definition for you might be different for me. But the definition for me is going to be comparison. Comparison literally destroys joy, you guys. I'm not kidding. Comparing yourself from someone that maybe had greater weight loss or greater success or is having better level 1 enrollments than you or is developing business builders faster than you. Comparing yourself to that person is only destroying the joy of why you're doing this. That is drama. Let go of that drama. Get rid of it. Stomp on it. Throw it away. Get rid of it. Drama, in fact, Kyle Rainey said this word for word. He's like, drama only brings not success, which sounds grammatically incorrect, but it doesn't bring success. And he also said it kills paychecks. Drama kills paychecks. Okay.
I feel like drama kills action. Like when I have drama in my head about like what everybody else is thinking or doing or whatever, like I don't want to take action because I feel crappy and I don't want to take action from feeling crappy, you know? I did just drop in the team threads a post that you guys can use that goes exactly along with what Jess is just saying about $300 helping somebody. It's a great post, and I challenge you guys to be more open and raw about what the business can do for people in like how do you say that? Unashamedly. Is that a word? I can't say that. So I just dropped that in there so that you guys can take Jess's advice there and maybe post it or talk to people about it. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I love that. And thank you. Because I do believe that there's times that I even create drama in my own head where I'll see someone enrolling like crazy or earning the incentives that month or just doing something at a rate that I am not doing. And I'm like, I am only hindering my growth. I'm hindering my growth and I'm also burning myself out. And I'm finding that I'm not finding joy in what I love to do because drama destroys joy. The unnecessary drama. And your definition of drama, like I said, like right now, next to the word drama, I want you to write the drama in your business. What is that? Is that comparison? Because for me, it would be comparison. Maybe it's you feel like you don't do reels good enough, or maybe it's you don't do IPA enough, or maybe you don't like your sponsor. If you're on my team, you better like me. But what if you don't like your sponsor? What if your sponsor doesn't work the business and there's drama there because she doesn't do the business? Throw that drama away because it's only hindering your growth. If you have that drama right now, I want you to reflect on your business. Have you grown since you've had those thoughts? Have you grown since you've allowed that drama to overtake your growth? Because if you're not growing, babes, it's because you have drama and you need to get rid of it. It kills your growth, it kills your paycheck, and it does not bring success. So with that said, there are times, by raise of hands, who has said, I'm done doing this? I wish I could like raise all extremities, but I have said that many times. In fact, Nicole has heard a brunt of it, you guys, because she's my sponsor, and I've heard it from a lot of my team members that they're done. This is where this leads to this. I've shared this before on a sparking call, but it is because you have exerted all of your energy elsewhere. It has nothing to do with your plexus business. You are exerting energy in drama. You're exerting energy in maybe your house being flooded. Maybe you're exerting energy in your tire being flat on the freeway, Melissa. I saw that yesterday. Maybe you're exerting energy in your sick kids, or maybe overwhelmed of children, or whatever that may look like, right? We're exerting so much energy that we hit our 40% capacity within what we're doing, which is plexus, right? You've hit your 40%. And there is studies behind this. It's called the 80-20 but 40% effect rule, that when you say you're done, with plexus, it really has nothing to do with plexus. You may feel that way because maybe your growth is slow. Maybe you haven't hit your points. Maybe you haven't re-ranked. Maybe you haven't ranked up in a while, or maybe you haven't had a level 1 in 6 months. And so you're like, I'm done. Has nothing to do with plexus. You're doing everything right? You're doing the consistency. You're doing the posting. Are you posting correctly? That kind of stuff, right? You're doing it. But it has everything else to do with you. And it's okay to say, you know what? I'm done with plexus for today. I'm going to start new tomorrow, and I'm going to go spend intentional time of that 60% where it's needed. Maybe that's laundry. Maybe that is your sick kid. I have a sick kid on my bed right now, you guys. And I easily could say, like, I can't get on the team call. I'm done. I've hit my 40%, but I got my kid comfortable and I've exerted my energy for a minute, and then I'll go back to my kid. Okay. So that 40% rule, I truly live by. And if you find yourself saying, I'm done, take a breath. Take a step back and be like, okay, you know what? I'm setting my plexus business not aside, but I'm going to shift my energy for a little bit. I'm going to do what I need to get done so that I can feel peace here, so that I can come back and feel peace with my business, even when things feel like they're going wrong. Right? We never fail at what we do. We learn. We'll win level 1s. We'll win incentives. We'll win a cruise. We'll win trips. We'll win ranks. We're never failing, even if you are falling back in points. Maybe your friend just turned off her subscription and you're ticked because you thought she was going to be your business builder. Allow that. But then it's drama if you hold on to it. So get rid of it. So that's what I wanted to share about today. And this is like my pivot of you guys of starting fresh, starting new. And Kyle Rainey said it perfect. You guys, if you don't follow him, go follow him. He said, you're never starting over. You're getting a head start. And that's how I feel. If you've slowed down in your business, maybe you walked away for the summer because it was too much for you. Maybe you have had a death in the family and you feel like you haven't been able to show up. Maybe you've gone through trauma and you need to step away for a while and now you're coming back. Don't feel like you're going to have embarrassment from any of us or shame. There's always an open seat, always, always, always. And let that drama go and get that head start. Don't ever feel like you're starting over. But with the September coming in, back to school is here, we're getting into team calls. Let's make it a team goal to get a head start to growth, to start fresh, to come back to the basics of why we are doing this. You've all ranked silver before, right? You guys have all gotten a level 1 before. Go back to the basics of how you did that and duplicate it. You know how to help someone go silver because you've done it. You know how to get a level 1 because you've done it. You know how to help someone get a level 1. So let's just ride the wave together. So that's what I want to share.
Can I just say too, like, I feel like excitement in your business is so important for growth. And I feel like a lot of times the excitement wears off. And I know you guys know what I mean because we've all felt it. But it happens in all things, right? Like, it's like you're not in the honeymoon phase of your business anymore, right? And what do you do in your relationship when the honeymoon phase is worn off? Like, you go back to the basics, you know? Like, that's one thing that I've realized is when I have a lack of excitement, I don't move forward. And so I have got to do the little things that get me back in excitement because people feel that. And I feel like moments when I'm like, I've done everything and nothing's working and all this stuff. And I've said that before. And it's like, that's the energy I'm putting out there. But I noticed when I started picking up enrollments at the beginning of the year, I noticed that my excitement had increased and people could feel that energy from me. And when I had said that I had done everything before, nothing was working, it wasn't true. There was a lot of things that I hadn't done that I wasn't doing. I just wasn't really willing to do, or I didn't want to do. I didn't want to go live. I didn't want to, host events as much or whatever it was. But it's like, there's so many things that we can go back to the basics and do. And that when we bring that excitement into our business, it makes a difference. And I've been listening a little bit to people that are highly successful business people, and they talk about having an alter ego. And I thought it was really interesting. They say they literally like put on like an alter ego. And it's like, that's how they show up on social media. It's like, do you think that they're just always in the honeymoon phase of the business? No, they just like step into it. And I remember doing this when I was in 8th grade and I was trying to become the class president of the 8th grade. And I was terrified of speaking publicly and I had to speak. And I remember literally when I stepped up to the microphone to give my speech, I remember feeling like I stepped into a different shell of myself, like I was somebody else. And when I stepped away, feeling like I cannot believe I just did that. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced a moment like that. Like maybe it's like a talk at church or something where you literally feel like you're stepping into a different version of you. And I feel like we have to do that because the honeymoon phase does wear off. And we have to find that excitement and that way to portray that excitement to others because when I see people that are doing network marketing in other companies and they are like showing up every day excited and I'm like, why is the honeymoon phase not wearing off for her? You know what I mean? But like it's like they just learn how to step up and they just bring it and people feel that. So if you're feeling like you've fallen out of love with your business, I want to tell you you're not the only one. And if you see me and Jess or other leaders and you're like, I don't get how they just go strong forever. It's because they know how to tap into that emotion that they had in the beginning and kind of develop an alter ego. And maybe you name that alter ego. Maybe it's like you're like, this is the bird, like, I don't know. I need a name, you guys. Like, I don't know if you guys follow um Boss Lee online, but her alter ego is Boss Lee. And she says, I'm not Boss Lee when I'm not working. Like she's like, I step out of that. I'm actually a lot softer and more gentle. But like when I step into it, like boom, I'm Boss Lee. And I'm like, okay, can you guys give me a name? Because I need a name where it's like sassy Nicole comes out when, when I'm not feeling it. Because I'll tell you, I'm not always feeling it. So, anyways, that's all from me. I didn't mean to take over, but I just thought I would chime in because I do feel like that honeymoon phase wears off, and then you're like, this isn't fun anymore. But, there's why do you stay in a marriage when the honeymoon phase wears off? Like, what do you get out of it? What's like, there's something you get out of that consistency and sticking through the hard times that going through a million boyfriends won't give you. And I'm going to tell you, going through a million different hobbies or businesses or different things that give you that quick burst of energy and it feels good. And you're like, oh, I feel that like love and lust and the honeymoon phase. Like there's something sticking with this long term that it will give you that other things won't. So anyways, I hope that makes sense because that kind of was like literally just came to me. Okay. Go ahead. Finish.
You're up, Carly. Take it away.
Okay. Well, first of all, I love what you're saying. I've been typing it and I have like an entire page of notes because I just think what you're saying is fantastic. And it's so invigorating to me and like igniting everything. Like I hit my 4-year mark of sharing this month and actually starting the products. August 3rd was my 4-year date. So I am so happy to be like that reinvigorating excitement. And like Jessica said, I did have to take some time for different things regarding some situations with my daughter's health and other things and my health that caused the summer to be slow for me. And I just am super excited to get back to it and not feel like I have to all of a sudden be like, whoop, here, it's about doing the steps that I know working in the way that I did to get to Senior Ruby and avoiding the burnout and the drama as I can. And something I really love that Jess said, one of the things it was that something is better than nothing. And actually Jessica, I think, was the one that sent me this reel. It was like a year ago, I think. And it was this girl talking about network marketing and how, like, why don't we appreciate what we have, right? Why don't we appreciate 3 people as much as we appreciate 100 people? Because she used the example of like, let's think about waiting in line for like, I don't know, a new iPhone or something like that. If there's 3 people in front of you, that's a good amount to be fresh, to be like, I'm the 4th person in line. Like you're thinking that's a good chunk of people. And I want to think about that in our business too. If you're silver and you have 3 people, that's a lot of people, right? And if you are waiting for a new iPhone or something like that, and there's 50 people in line, that's even more. You're like, what the heck? That's a ton of group of people. So when we think about it, I think it's really important to recognize what you have done, the people that you do have, and look at the glass half full and think, wow, I've already, done this many people. And I put, it was really eye-opening for me too, because I put a bunch of people, I like re-upped my project broadcast contacts, and the amount of contacts I had in there was like, oh, okay, that's awesome. Like, I need to really look at what I've done, where I've been, and how important that is. And for me, I think that helps me get rid of the drama in my life. Cause mine is that where it's like, well, I'm done. Like, I'm capped out. I can't like reach anybody else differently. I don't have any more friends on social media that will listen to me, which is just ridiculous, right? Those are ridiculous negative thoughts. So getting rid of that and knowing, well, I've had this many people who are interested so far, and I have a lot more people I can get to know. Like Jessica said, if you meet people in school or through school, your park or anything like that, people move into your neighborhood. There's always new people. So we can continue to move forward with that. And I really love that honeymoon analogy, Nicole. I thought that was so brilliant because you're right. Like, that's what happens is, and it's not even at the beginning. It's just like month by month, week by week, day by day, right? You might have those super exciting days where you're like, this is fantastic. I've got like 3 people signed up today. Or my very first Black Friday, I had 7 people and I'm like, this is the best. And then I don't know if I had anybody for like a couple weeks or a month, And so I think it really does go, no matter if you're a senior silver or a ruby or an emerald or diamond, like, there are different phases of our business and focusing on why you're doing it. And I loved too how you said, Nicole, that's the lasting happiness, right? Like, I don't want to go back to when I first started. I don't want to go back to being in this place of like uncomfortableness and like learning and feeling incapable of doing things. So I wouldn't want to start something different. I want to keep going with this because it's made me who I am. It's helped me get to where I'm at. And that is huge. Even though, yes, some days I'm not in the honeymoon phase. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to grow again? Am I ever going to do this? But realistically, sorry, he's just asking me to open this. You will. Realistically, you will. So along with that, and just, I seriously took like a whole page of notes from you guys. That was awesome. And I love the alter ego thing and all that stuff. So awesome. Okay. I'm on a high from those notes, from those things. So I'm going to go to what I was going to talk about too, which was setting goals. Okay. I wish Autumn was on this call because I would love to see her face when she's like, when I say, I am not a goal setter. I never have been. I've talked about that before. I'm very open about that. I'm very open with Autumn because she was like that too. She's gotten way better than I am about setting goals, but it is thanks to Plexus that we help each other and our whole team and myself set some kind of goals. And I always put that in quotes, right? But I have learned how important that is for just giving yourself a path, giving yourself a pattern, giving yourself a route, giving yourself steps to take. It's not necessarily like I have to do this or I failed. Like Jess said, we don't ever fail. We just learn. So I have talked about this for a long time, actually, especially with Autumn, like I said, which is that there are what this is how I call it. I call them realistic goals and dream goals. Okay. Realistic goals are the things, and I did some research too, just to make sure I was on the right path with this, which I really loved. And realistic goals are ones that are tailored towards you. It's things that you already have the skills for, or you're planning to learn, or you can define that within the time frame that you set yourself, right? So like the difference between that and a dream goal, like a dream goal for all of us should be diamond, right? I don't use the word dream as in like, oh, dream on, like sarcastically. I use it for, no, that's literally what you're going for. Like your goal in this business is to be a diamond leader, but I'm not going to go from a gold to a diamond. There's everything in between. And so those are the realistic objectives that I have in my business. And they matter. They really matter. We're not just going to reach our end destination without seeing every step before that. So with setting those, I really, my husband is a goal setter. He writes his goals on a poster board every year. He writes little squares by them to check them off. He keeps them in his closet. And it's just interesting how different we are in that. Like, because I don't do it like him, does that mean I'm just kind of a loser and not like working towards anything? No, like every single day of my life, I'm trying to be a better mom. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to help people with Plexus. I'm trying to like all of these things every single day. I am trying to get better. But my idea of setting that for myself is way different than my husband's. So whenever you look at what you want to accomplish, you really have to tailor it to yourself. And like Jessica said, get rid of the drama of comparisons. Like, I've done that for years. My dad was the same way. My dad was a piece of paper on his mirror that had all the goals that he wanted to do. And He usually did it week by week. And I was just like, I have zero interest in that, zero interest. It just doesn't help me. That's not helpful for me as a person. And so know what your realistic goals are and how do you want to tailor them to you, that it makes it work. So there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. I want to say that too. So it's great, like I said, to reach for your ultimate goal, but what you need to reach for currently is what you need to focus on. Okay. Don't step towards the final destination thinking you're going to jump there and get there without doing the steps in between. I also just with goal setting, there's, the macro goals and the micro goals as well. So like it kind of fits into that realistic versus dream goals, which is in order to get an end result, you need to do something first to get there. So I also thought about that with, let's think about what you want to do, whether it's read a book or climb a mountain or do those things. It takes step by step to do them. I had that somewhere right here. Hold on just one second. It takes little milestones, right? We're not going to get to the place we want to be just by saying, I want to be there and trying to get that. Okay. So that's really important for us to realize that every step matters. And I had this little, it always makes me think of, I am a member of the LDS church, and there is a leader who's a pilot, and he talks about planes a lot. And there's this one story that always stuck out to me, and I'm just going to paraphrase kind of what he said. So he was talking about how on a plane, well, I'll just read this part. He says, suppose you were to take off from an airport at the equator, intending to navigate the globe, but your course was off by just 1 degree. By the time you returned to the same longitude, how far off course would you be? A few miles? The answer would surprise you. But but too often, like the pilots and the passengers of the flight, we set out on what we hope will be an exciting journey, only to realize the error of a few degrees has set us off course. So what I think is cool about that and how I related to it is it matters every single step you take between, right? Like they didn't just set cruise control on the airplane and get to where they're going to be. Every single second matters on an airplane. Every single second. You get off 1 degree and you're gone. And so I think we need to really appreciate that in ourselves, is knowing every single person you sign up matters. Every single regimen you switch matters. Every single person you get to silver matters. This all matters on the course to getting to your ultimate goal. So don't set it aside like, oh, well, everybody's going to get, like you got an enrollment and you shot yourself out, and then like 7 other people have an enrollment and you're thinking, oh my gosh, like it's not doing anything, right? But it is. Every single step matters to where you're trying to go for your destination, and you have to keep track of that everywhere along the way. Now, switching gears a little bit, because I was thinking about this as well, which is, I don't want people to think that this whole new basic thing and what Jessica's talking about means that it's maybe too hard for you, and so we're trying to get it back to the basics, or like we don't have faith in what you can do, because that could not be further from the truth. But we want everybody to be confident in what they can do because they have done it. Everyone, gets to silver. That's the only way to get to senior silver. It's the only way to get to gold. It's the only way to get to senior gold. It's the only way to do that. And so this isn't about making things easier or we don't think you could do it. It's simply about helping bring that confidence, knowing that you can do this and you've learned so much along the way. I kind of related it to my husband teaches anatomy at UVU. And this last semester, the people who were complaining that the anatomy program was too hard. And literally, like, it's gotten to such a pathetic point in our culture that they took out 400 terms in the anatomy program. And I joked with my husband, I said, well, that's great, because our bodies now, when babies are born, they have 400 less parts to their body, right? Like, no, that this is like physical anatomy that they're saying is too hard for people to know. So they want to make it easier for them. And my husband's like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So what he wants to do in his class is elevate them even higher with less terms. So don't lower their expectations, don't lower their amount of knowledge, but elevate this more compact, basic vocabulary, essentially, or parts of the body. And I feel like I related that so much to how we want to work, is not lowering your goals, but elevating them to realize that they're, to have them more tangible, to have them more set out, more trackable, more reaching every single little step that you have, and trusting yourself, right? Trusting yourself. I know that when I started, I never saw myself like anywhere even past gold, right? I never saw myself as a ruby. I just thought, it's not me, it's not my personality. Like from the beginning, I just didn't envision that for myself. But once I was able to believe that and like see that, oh, amazing. Like when I finally hit gold, it was like, oh, thank you. And then when I finally hit senior gold, I was like, wow, okay. And then I could hit ruby, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then I hit senior ruby, and I was like, who the heck am I? Like, this is insane. This is incredible. And so it just enhanced my abilities, my belief in myself, as I really was grateful and focused on each step along the journey, and not just like, that's where I want to be, but it's really hard to get there. It's like, okay, but how about this is where you want to be, and you get here, and then it's like rock climbing. You can't just be at the top of the mountain. You have to take like one rock at a time, navigate through yourself. And it's so much harder said than done, because I think everyone can sit here and listen and be like, oh yeah, like I'm grateful for this. But are you really? Like, are you really grateful for that one person at a time? Are you really grateful for even the conversation you had with somebody where you surprised yourself? I actually just messaged, I can't even think of who it is now. Oh yeah, my team, because I'm doing a team call, and I was sent out these examples of verbiage. And then I also voiced like, okay, this is kind of what I do with this. And I'm not going to lie, I got done with the voice message, and I was thinking to myself, and I'm not saying this to brag, I'm saying this to be like, wow, this is awesome. Anybody can do it. I literally got off the voice message, and I was like, that's so cool that just like rattled off my tongue, because I've been doing this for so long, and I've learned along the way, and I'm not scared about that. And I believe in myself. And like, that didn't come until I was on this journey, step by step, retreat by retreat, call by call, person by person. And now I have that more confidence to just rattle off these ideas for people and be like, oh yeah, you should message this and do this and this. So that is really powerful. It's really powerful that you can get to your destination just every step at a time. And one of the last things I wanted to say, two things. One is something that's really cool to me that I saw online a couple days ago, was taking inventory of yourself. Again, it goes along with how I started with tailoring your goals to yourself. Write it down. I am a total paper person. I actually just want to write down a pencil paper. If you want to put it in your phone or on the computer, do that too. But I want you to inventory yourself and look at your life and look at yourself and say, what is my time like now that my kids are in school, or now that they're going to be in school? Let's chart out my time. What's realistic for me as a goal to work? Okay. Maybe it's not like, I still have my youngest at home most of the time. I have 6 hours a week without him. So I could definitely say at least like, those 2 hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So that could be like my chunk. And then my kids get in bed probably like 7:30. So I can work from I usually work from like 8 to like 8:30, 8:45 when my husband's done. But there's so many things that go into what your time frame is, but chart it out, look at it, be honest with yourself. Don't be like, oh, I can get this done, or like, oh, I can't do this. Okay. Really set it, inventory your time. Okay. Inventory your skills. I love this one because I know myself, and I just am not like some other people in the business. Does that put me at a disadvantage? Heck no. But I just need to recognize that for myself and know that if I'm trying to do this, this, and this, I'm trying to come across this way, it might not work. Now, I do want to have an alter ego like Nicole talked about, which I loved, which is like that confident me. That's my alter ego. It's just the very confident, like, you know what? I know what I'm talking about. It's not in a prideful way. It's just like, I have this to offer. And then when I get done with this call, I might be like, oh my gosh, did I say everything right? Like that kind of a thing. That's what I feel like it's good, my alter ego. But like my skills as a human being, and my skills as a person, and my skills is like, I feel like I'm very good at like writing words and writing messages. And so like, I know that's kind of a skill I have. So do that. And also on the flip side, inventory your threats. I liked the word they used with that. Not negatives, not downfalls, not something like that, but your threats. What goes on in your life, in your head, that may stop you or hinder you from moving forward and continuing to reach those goals and believe in yourself and keep that positive attitude? What is it about that? And I know Jessica talked about this and I love this, which is the comparison. Unfortunately for me, that's something I do struggle with too. That's one of my threats. That's one of the things that's drama that I can get rid of. And I have to figure out how to do it. Like, how do I get myself in this mode, this motive where I don't get threatened by other people's success, or I don't feel, like I'm such a loser because I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. So just inventory those things, the time that you need to do your work, the skills that you have to do them, and the threats that can be in your way and obstacles for yourself that you can get rid of and work through and figure out how to work through them, right? Like, comparison is a really hard thing to just be like, I shouldn't compare myself to people. Okay, we're done. I think it's a lifelong goal for a lot of people, right? So I want everyone to really focus on that, inventorying yourself, making those realistic goals as a motivation for your dream goals. Dream goals are not bad. They're awesome. They're what gets us from place to place. Okay. So I really want everyone to work on that. And that is what I have to talk about for goals and for being grateful for every step of the way that you have and keeping yourself on track day by day. And that's it.
Carly, can I just say that I love that because like the whole analogy with the airplane, I love that analogy and I've heard that talk before. And I when you were saying that, I was thinking about what Jess said about comparison earlier. And really I thought, man, comparison, think about it. When you compare, you're looking side to side. So what comparison's doing is actually like shifting your focus a degree off, right? And that's bringing you to a different destination. And I was like, oh, that's so good. Like, how is comparison getting you to the wrong destination? You know, in your business or in your life, even in general. So I can tell when I'm a degree off, 100%. And I can tell when I am laser focused. And I told Jess this morning, like, there's no, because she was talking about like drama in the business and things like that. And like, oh, she was going to talk about that today. And I was like, when we did our 90-day push to Emerald, like, there was no drama. We dropped the drama. Like, it was like, I don't have time for drama. I remember literally thinking, I don't have time to worry about whether she responds. I don't have time to worry about whether she turns off her sub. Like, hey, next. Like, keep going, keep sending messages. We did so many white line messages the months that we were doing that. I mean, we were messaging our people. We were following up. We were digging through our back office, you guys, like digging through every single person got a message that month. We were reactivating people. We were posting. We had excitement. Like, we were excited about where we were going. There was no room to be a degree off. Like, we were laser focused. We were not talking about what like wasn't happening or what, like, we literally just like, go for it. Write it down, cross out names, write down the list of how many people we'll need, fill in the name. Like, we were digging in. And I think about that oftentimes. I'm like, if you guys dug into your back office, laser focused with a goal and energy and excitement, like we were the month that we did a 90-day push, how would that change your business? How would people feel that excitement from you? And I will say too, like, the universe suddenly conspires in your favor when you are laser focused, because we had enrollments coming in that I don't even know how they came in, you guys. Like, literally, like, I was like, I cannot believe she's ordering. I cannot believe she just went silver. Like, I could not believe that lady that like was ignoring me, like, just placed an order, like gave me her credit card. Like, it happens in the moment when all of that energy just like bottled up. Like, I felt it from everyone on our team. It was just like this snowball effect. And oftentimes like what you're missing in your business is that kind of laser focused energy and excitement. And so you got to find a way to hone that in and to get that degree back to where the destination is and where you're going, and stop the drama and the comparison, because it will stop you in your tracks. It really will. And I've had so many times in my business when I've had that. And there are times to take breaks. There are times to slow down. Like, I'm not saying that there's not, but when you're ready, when you feel that inkling, when you feel that intuition and you're ready, like, lean into it and go for it and just get it, you know? Find your alter ego, ladies. And we're gonna have to name ourselves. I was like, killing it, Carly. Like, I don't know. I was like over here, like, what could hers be? Like, Carly kills it. I don't know. That's maybe too cheesy. I wish it was just like as easy as Boss Lee. I'm like, Boss Nicole does not sound cute. Like Boss Nikki. I don't know. Anyways, if you think of one for me, shoot it my way. But thanks for sharing that, Carly. Jess, do you want to finish up?
Thank you so much, Carly. Did you finish everything you want to talk about, right? Thank you so much. I think this is such a good kickstart to just starting a new year. I actually don't see our new year from like January to January in Plexus, because Plexus actually goes from an August to an August. I don't know if you guys knew that. So it's really cool to be like, okay, we're back in school, our kids are back in routine, and we're all just starting our new year with Plexus as a head start, with the shifts that we've made and dropping the drama and letting go of comparison and just staying in our own lane and moving forward. And Nicole and I know our upline jewels, you guys, I know their hearts. I know each of them. I know each of their struggles. I know their love for all of their team, even though sometimes you may not feel it, because it's hard because we don't get to spend that time with them as much as we would like to. But I know their hearts, and I know that they want abundance for all of you. So I'm excited for this year. I'm excited to lean into this. I'm excited to have new trainings and new pivots and new growth. So I'm excited for the year. Thank you so much for being part of this call, and we will see you guys next week. But please don't hesitate to reach out in the text threads if you guys need anything.